From the youngest flexer alive,
I'm richer than all y'all broke ass niggas. 30 on my wrist.
to a failed adult comeback drowning in controversy,
Lil Tay's dropping the youngest link of the century. Mark your calendars tomorrow, 3 p.m. EST.
here's how Lil Tay went from viral child star to one of the worst comebacks in internet history, starting with her early rise. Born as Claire Eileen Key Hope, Lil Tay quickly became one of the most talked about internet personalities in 2017 to 2018. At only 9 years old, she was called the youngest flexer of the century, and her videos quickly spread across Instagram and YouTube. She was seen making videos bragging about designer clothes, luxury cars, and how rich she was compared to her viewers. These exaggerated statements became her trademark and helped her stand out in the fast-moving world of social media.
You already know what's going on. I just bought a brand new Lamborghini. Lil Tay out here flexing. See these butterfly doors? I also just got a brand new outfit yesterday. Everything Gucci and designer. See my whole outfit? Message to all y'all broke ass haters. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all haters hate me, bitch. This shit cost me $200,000. I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I still drive this sports car, bitch. Your favorite rapper ain't even doing it like Lil Tay.
Millions of people watched, but her videos drew heavy criticism as many questioned how a child could possibly have access to so much wealth. This girl really tries to act so much more grown than she is though. However, behind those flashy flexes and lavish claims, there was more truth that would soon begin to come out. Lil Tay had a stage brother, Jason, who was the one who coached her on what to say and how to say stuff on her videos. However, he was often harsh and cruel, and on at least one instance, he prompted her to say racial slurs.
No, you broke ass bitch.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be like more ignorant.
Once these clips surfaced, public opinion shifted because what had seemed like a bold young influencer now looked more like a child being exploited for online attention. However, this didn't just end with her brother, as her mother, Angela Tane, also played a part. She was a real estate agent in Vancouver who allowed Tay and Jason to record their videos in luxurious homes she was working with and used her boss's Mercedes-Benz 550 SL to portray themselves as being owners, all of which was allegedly done without the permission of her employer. When her employees discovered this, she was fired, stating that her daughter's behavior online and the use of the company resources had no place in the real estate industry. While Lil Tay had gone viral, it was the start of a downfall that would eventually lead to one of the worst comebacks in internet history. The very foundation of her fame was built on lies, manipulation, and exploitation, which meant that her brand was never going to hold up once the truth came out. Many began to see her less as a rising star and more as a child caught in a cycle of online exploitation. It's honestly heartbreaking that her own family members were taking over her. It's a shame. I love how people were genuinely fucking surprised by it being revealed to be an act made up by her family. 9 years old simply don't act like this, and her family is disgusting for making a mockery of their daughter. And soon, this cycle of exploitation would push her completely out of the spotlight. By the middle of 2018, the pressure from the backlash was becoming impossible to ignore. The leaked coaching videos, the loss of her mother's job, and constant questions about her brother's control all fed into a growing sense that Lil Tay's brand was not sustainable. In July 2018, Lil Tay deleted all of her content from her Instagram, but posted a short message on her Instagram story that read, "Help me." That single note drove speculation across social media, and it marked a hard stop to her first run online. Adding to this, her parents became locked in a custody dispute. Her father, Christopher Hope, sought legal authority over Tay's career and finances, while her mother fought to retain control. However, in April 2021, allegations surfaced by her sister that Lil Tay's father, Chris Hope, had abused her and that he was trying to silence her, with images of what looked like red scars on her face and body appearing on her Instagram. In the midst of all this, Lil Tay completely disappeared from the public eye for almost 2 years from 2021 to 2023. But what looked like silence from Lil Tay was really the beginning of a long and unraveling. Many believed her absence left her name tied mostly to exploitation and family disputes, with little space for her own story to be believed. This is just dark. Imagine being forced to become hated by millions of people only to be further abused afterwards with no one to believe you. But in 2023, that silence ended in the most disturbing way possible. On August 9th, 2023, Tay's Instagram account was updated after 2 years of inactivity with a post announcing that she had died. The post also indicated that her half-brother, Jason Tien, had also died, aged 21. Their deaths were reported in the post to be unexpected and under investigation. The post said, "It is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. The news of her death spread quickly, and many mourned her loss." However, the next day, Tay's family revealed that her Instagram account had been hacked, and the post announcing her death was deleted from her Instagram page. But things didn't end with that. In the days after the hoax, the custody story surfaced again with new details. MacLean Law, represented by her mother, would receive custody of Tay. That Tay's father had to pay retroactive child support, and Tay could advance her career, and that Tay's mother would have the ability to sign contracts on Tay's behalf. This update arrived after years of dispute and set the formal control of her career with her mother. For the first time in years, there was clarity on who could legally represent her and make decisions about her future. But in the public eye, things looked very different. The fake death announcement made many question whether she or her family were behind it, and by this point, any hope of a real comeback was already fading. People no longer knew what to believe, and it set the stage for a return that wasn't met with excitement, but with suspicion and criticism. She is a result of terrible, creepy parents who used her. It's sad. And yet, just weeks later, Lil Tay would try to prove she was back for real. On September 30th, 2023, just weeks after the infamous death hoax, she released Sucker for Green, serving as her first release since vanishing from the public eye and as an attempt at a comeback. With that video, she announced boldly that, "I'm back, I'm exposing everyone." However, this bold comeback was only met with criticism from viewers as they thought her death hoax was a PR stunt. Lil Tay after dropping the publicity stunt of the century. This was she played dead for. Regardless of opinion, Sucker for Green solidified her return. But rather than being praised as a strong return, it kicked off a new phase of criticism and the same old focus on drama instead of real talent. And this was the point where many started to realize her comeback might already be doomed, which happened to be just 2 years later. On August 3rd, 2025, shortly after her 18th birthday, Tay launched an OF account. She also claimed that her adult entertainment content was captured at 12:01 a.m. on her 18th birthday. And she didn't just stop there. Within 3 hours, she posted a screenshot claiming a staggering $1.02 million in gross earnings, about $511,000 from subscriptions, $486,000 from messages, and $26,700 in tips. She celebrated online, stating, "We broke the fuck out of that OF record." She even posted on her Instagram account talking about the amount of money and calling out her haters.
You already know what the going on. We just broke the link record with the youngest link of the century. $1 million in a couple hours. I'm still the youngest one doing it. For all the grown-ass haters who've been hating since I was 9 years old, look at me now.
As expected, people weren't impressed by this comeback and immediately called her out. She didn't even give life a chance before prostituting her way. This is just disturbing and sad. However, things got even crazier from here as the reaction to Lil Tay's OF launch did not stop with headlines about her earnings, because very quickly, her personal life and family dynamics became part of the conversation. Days after the launch, she claimed in posts that her family had disowned her for starting the account, and her comments did not end there. She took to social media to address women over the age of 25 who worked regular jobs.
If you're over the age of 25 and you're still working a 9 to 5, you are a failure. Like, by then you should have already made your bag. And ladies, every single one of you should drop the link like me. Like, just literally just make your bag. Who gives a what anybody thinks? Screw your family. My family kicked me out. I got disowned. They don't talk to me anymore. They don't me. But who gives a sh?
She even contrasted her own path and criticized traditional education, saying,
Also, fuck education, because Harvard was never gonna help me make 8 figures. That's why I dropped out of it and I dropped the link instead.
these comments caused another round of backlash because she was showing the same arrogance and distance from reality that she had back when she first became known as the youngest flexer. Y'all forgot Lil Tay was rage baiting since she was young. Just because you are uneducated and can't do a 9 to 5 doesn't make you better than all these women over 25 making a decent living. Humble yourself. The launch didn't just mark her shift into adulthood, it also confirmed how far her image had fallen. Instead of rebranding herself or showing maturity, Lil Tay appeared to be doubling down on the same persona that had made her famous at 9 years old, only now as an adult, where the stakes were much higher. For many, this was the lowest point, the moment her return went from bad to catastrophic. Lil Tay is the epitome of why children should not be allowed on the internet with unrestricted access. But if the OF backlash seemed like rock bottom, what came next pushed her comeback even further into chaos. YouTubers and commentators who had posted videos about Lil Tay's return began sharing screenshots of direct messages they received from her account. One creator revealed a message that gave them 24 hours to delete their video or face legal action, warning that they could be liable for damages of $50,000 or more. And when the creator explained Lil Tay's illogical DMs, it was nothing short of absurd.
It is in fact not illegal to use the name or images of a public figure or a social media personality online in a video and to engage in commentary or even criticism of their actions.
In those messages, she even threatened to sue them for defamation, misappropriation of likeness, false light, and cyber harassment. The worst part was that she copied and pasted the same message and sent it to multiple creators, almost like a template response. She even went as far as warning those creators for making videos using information that she herself had already shared online. Moves like this did nothing to stabilize her image. Instead, they made her look insecure and defensive, as if she was trying to control a narrative that was already out of her hands. And of course, people were not having it, with many leaving comments such as, "The fact that she didn't have a lawyer contact you and instead contacted you herself pretty much tells me that she has no plan to sue you and hopes that her messages will scare you enough to remove the video about her." While she made $1 million in 3 hours on OF, it did nothing for her intelligence. She's 18 now, so technically an adult. So people can criticize her. She can't hide behind her age anymore. She's gonna learn the hard way. The idea that she was profiting from public attention while at the same time trying to prevent others from discussing her only made the perception stronger that her comeback had spiraled out of control. At this stage, it is no longer just failing, it is collapsing in real time. As one comment summed it up, Lil Tay was the living avatar of everything that's wrong with our culture today. The romanticization of hustle culture, the pimping out of children by their own families for fame and fortune, and the obsession of the general public with social media and influencers. And that is why her return wasn't just messy or controversial. It will be remembered as one of the worst comebacks in internet history.